the Heel Turn podcast for the week of July the 1st. I am your host, as always, Big Al. With me is that guy that...
Nick the Shockmaster McGee.
Okay, I'll accept that. And our technical producer, the sensational Sosie.
Hello.
Don't expect much out of Sosie today, because she is not feeling well.
Be quite frankly, she may drop dead during the recording of this podcast.
If she does, don't worry. We will rush her to the hospital and stop the show.
Oh, you will stop the show?
Maybe.
You won't keep going with my blood on the keyboard?
I'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely think about it. It actually may increase our viewership, because we only got 5 people listening. But anyway.
Yeah, but after this episode, I think that's going to drastically change. We have a kind of a surprise interview for some of the people out there, and for a lot of people who thought we couldn't pull something together. We're also going to just basically touch on events happening in the world of wrestling for this week, because, quite frankly, the big news was our interview. And
Woo!
Nick, as head of talent acquisitions, really pulled it off.
Vice President of Talent Acquisitions.
Yeah, make it sound like me pay $80,000 to $100,000 a year. Thank
You're
you.
not.
We'll do like WWE where everyone's vice presidents.
Oh.
You're not. You're basically getting paid a bologna sandwich.
Okay, that's fine, as long as turkey.
No, it's bologna.
Darn.
And not the good bologna either. It's not the kosher
Is
stuff.
that cheap Aldi's bologna?
No, it's
The
dollars.
Dollar Tree bologna?
Dollar Tree bologna.
It costs literally $1.
Yes.
With that cheap bread that falls apart the moment you even breathe on it?
Yes.
Ow.
Okay.
And cheese that is like stiff as cardboard.
Stiff as cardboard? Oh, okay.
We're gonna.
I accept that, you know.
I know. You're
At least I'm going to get taxed for it.
Oh.
We'll tax you.
No, you won't.
Yeah, you.
The-
Yeah,
you-
you have.
there's
You
no-
owe. You owe me at
there-
least.
there's
You owe me at least 20% of that sandwich.
But you're making the sandwich.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You're making the sandwich to give to me as pay.
Yes, and then you owe me 20% of the sandwich.
Well,
No,
just
you-
give me my 80% then.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I want
Because
the first bite.
he's already going
We'll
to have to
slice
pay.
off your 20% then.
No, I want to take the first bite.
Are
Right
you-
out of your sandwich.
Listen, our viewers out there right now don't know what the heck we're talking about. We should be
Yeah.
talking about wrestling. We just wasted 5 minutes of their lives, which they cannot
Actually,
get back.
about 3 minutes.
Pardon me, our technical producer told me 3 minutes.
Plus, it'd be a 15% capital gains tax anyway.
Oh.
Well, anyways, this week in wrestling, we're going to start the show off with on a sad note. We lost a legend of the ring. One of, I won't say favorites, but I liked
He
him.
was a favorite.
I liked him.
He made me laugh, and he made me cry, and he made me laugh some more.
I especially loved the program he did with The Undertaker for that one match where he turns around and
Who is he? We haven't said who he is yet.
Right.
I'm burying the lead, thank you.
Yeah, you're not burying the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are saddened by the loss of Matt Bourne, otherwise known by many as Doink the Clown.
And for you internet wrestling historians out there, we know Matt Bourne was from the old Portland, Oregon wrestling territory. And we know how great of an athlete he was during that time. But like Big Al said, you mostly remember him for his adventure as the original Doink the Clown back, I believe, in the mid-90s of the old WWF. And Doink has some memorable matches with Bam Bam Bigelow, Crush, Bret Hart. I remember what year it was, the 1993, 94 SummerSlam. He had that fantastic match with Bret Hart. I mean, Doink has some incredible matches. And this is a big loss for the wrestling community, for the wrestling industry, that we lost a great athlete in Matt Bourne. Maniac Matt Bourne, also known as Doink the Clown.
Agreed. Nick, this is why I have you on the show. Your basic book of everything in the past 30 years of wrestling. Whereas myself, I took hiatuses from time to time when it came to watching the product and keeping current. Also, I want to touch on how odd it is that certain people got re-signed to TNA.
Yeah.
Like
Taz,
big one, because I think he could have
Tomatoes.
I think he could have went back to the WWE, and they
Yeah,
would have
'cause
welcomed him back.
They're working JBL a little bit too much, and he's starting to get irritated.
You know what? Even if they don't put him, or even if they do put him behind the mic, it would also be nice to see him as a Paul Heyman guy.
No, I want him as a commentator. I want him to say, "This is a rocket buster." Tomatoes.
But could you imagine having a Paul Heyman guy, in the ring, and
No,
then one on the commentary?
Well, that'd be
and
kind of
Paul-
cool.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, it'd pretty much be ECW The Invasion all over again.
Now
No. We're going too far. We've already been down that road. Vince bled the crap out of it. There's nothing else left.
I don't know.
There's nothing there, Al.
TNA did put it through the ringer and got a couple drops out.
Yeah, they got a couple drops out. We don't need to go through the WWE. We don't need to bring that ECW One Night Stand 2014.
Oh, come on. You want to see the Sandman, and you know it.
What, the Sandman to do what? Come out there and smash a beer can over his head and hit someone with a Kindle stick? Okay, even though I do want to see that. But anyway, I mean,
you want to see Sabu die in the ring.
I want to see Sabu botch another move and break his leg. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Now here's a question: how big was Taz's contract? Because it was like they let go like 30 people and then signed Taz back.
Well, they also.
But to be fair, who you will replace Taz with?
I don't know what's going on over there. I just know that a bunch of people got let go, and then we heard
John Morrison.
How about we do a switch? How about we let go of Jerry Lawler? Lawler goes to TNA, and Taz come back to WWE.
No deal.
No
deal.
No deal.
I will pull that deal in a heartbeat. If there was a trade.
would too. Yeah, I'd take that.
I will take it in a heartbeat.
You know what? Lawler would then bury the product.
Fine. He'd be a different voice in the room. I don't care. He's the heel announcer. Do it.
He'd be like, "This is stupid," and just walk out.
You mean like how they buried NXT with Michael Cole?
Yes.
But that was funny, though.
That was
hilarious when he just buried the entire product, especially season 3 of NXT, the all women's edition of NXT. How he literally buried the product from beginning to end, where he literally came up with a gimmick every week just to bury it. Like the Michael Cole Dong show, when he was out there with that big dong at ringside, and anything that was remotely crappy, he got off his headset and he hit the dong.
You're a dong. It's gong.
Oh my goodness.
Dong is what you got between your legs. Gong is something.
Listen, you got nothing intelligent to bring to this conversation. Nothing absolutely intelligent to bring to this conversation. You want to talk about
God.
something between somebody's legs. You need to stop.
That's my
All right?
segment anyway.
You need to stop, okay?
Okay. Well,
Big Al is
Who else-
rubbing our
who
technical
else
producer's leg, which is kind of creepy.
It's okay, we're married. You can touch me.
who else did TNA re-sign?
I can't believe we're talking about TNA at the top of the show.
Let's talk about the champion versus champion match with John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio.
I actually fell asleep through that because it seemed like it was a rerun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I mean,
I like the lead up to it, showing all the past champions.
And
all that.
let's talk about that a little bit. There was one particular guy that WWE really showed, and which been a hot topic this week.
The Crow?
Huh?
The Crow?
Oh, yeah. The Crow, yes. You know, it's been a hot topic all week over
The
the internet.
Dingo Warrior?
No! A man named, I'm going to mention his name on the air, Sting.
The Dingo Warrior.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
other half of the Dingo Warriors.
Whatever. Sting was shown on Monday Night Raw, and
Master of the Scorpion Deathlock.
the original match of the Singer Splash, which Shelton Benjamin stole from him. And also, there have been rumors going around that Sting may potentially jump ship with his contract expired.
He heard our podcast.
Hey.
He must did. Well, he must have
Well,
heard.
he must have heard everybody's podcast.
Well, he must have heard the cries of everybody saying, "Please leave TNA." Which he
He's
should.
like Superman floating in space, just listening to the world.
Well, he should call it cool last year when they put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They're so-called Hall of Fame for only being
they're,
around
they're,
for 11 years.
you did good. You did good, kid.
You did
now.
good, kid. Thank you. We got what we want out of you. Now it's time for you to go.
Yeah, now GTFO.
And plus, Steve, you're going to get paid a lot more money if you come to the Fed.
That and
DVDs,
also
book deals. I mean, part-time schedule. I mean, WrestleMania every other year. I mean, you get it all.
You'll get it all and then some.
And they are very much aware that you're a born-again Christian. Just ask Shawn Michaels. Look at the great job they did with him.
Look at what they did with Ted DiBiase.
Exactly.
DiBiase can be your pastor. Or that guy from that Preacher's Daughter show. I forget his name.
Okay. Anyways, what?
No, it wasn't Kozlov. It was Koloff.
Koloff. Koloff.
Koloff? Ivan Koloff or Nikita
Yeah,
Koloff?
Nikita
Koloff.
Well, both of them. They both have
They
it.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool. I really would love to do a segment on the effect of Christianity with the locker room.
You know what? You're saying that on the air?
I know, but this is something that I'm putting out there to see if people would have an interest in that.
4 or 5 people who are listening, you have an interest in it, please go to facebook.com/The Heel Turn Podcast or youtube.com/The Heel Turn Podcast and give us your comment.
Hell, just hit us up on Twitter at Heel Turn Podcast, at the Heel Turn Podcast.
And you can hit us up, our email account,
The Heel Turn Podcast at gmail.com. Well,
nice plug-in.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, we're so selfless of promoters.
You just ran our entire social network. I feel like doing a Mick Foley right now. Let me do the thumbs up for you.
Well, I don't think we should bury the lead any longer. I guess it's time for our main event of the night. Our interview with, in my opinion, one of the biggest stars of the Attitude Era that wasn't given credit where credit was due.
And he simply was rightfully entitled by ABC, the world's most dangerous man. Former UFC heavyweight champion.
Former WWE IC champion.
Former WWE Tag Team champion.
Former
TNA NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
And the 1998 King of the Ring.
King of the Ring, King so-and-so. Ladies and gentlemen,
I give you our interview with Ken Shamrock.
With me also is our producer and the man who set up this interview, Nick the Shockmaster McGee.
How you doing, Mr. Shamrock?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. I just want to say right off the bat, I'm a huge fan of your UFC work and your work with the WWF and also with TNA as well. I'm such a huge fan, and you're awesome. And right now, be quite honest, I wish you were back in WWE right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can totally agree with Nick. As a little tee-up for you, I'm going to build you up now for our audience. Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce a legend amongst the wrestling community and the UFC at large.
Hey, don't forget, he's the world's most dangerous man.
A man who got me back into wrestling. Just seeing him work in the ring back when he debuted in the WWF in '97. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ken Shamrock.
Well, that was quite an introduction, man. Thank you.
Well, it's true and it's from the heart, man.
Yes, it is.
If it's all right with you, I'd like to just dive into some of our questions, and if you have anything to plug beforehand, I would...
No.
Okay, first off the bat, Nick, do you want to take the first question?
Sure, I'll take the first question. Ken, is there any sort of road stories you could tell us without anyone getting into trouble from your time in the WWF? If there's any sort of road stories you could share with us here on the Heel Turn Podcast?
Say that again?
Is there any sort of road stories that you could share with us here on the Heel Turn Podcast?
As far as UFC or WWE?
Either one, doesn't matter.
Wow. No, not offhand, man. Other than, no, not really. Actually had a pretty good run. Actually.
Yeah, you definitely had an amazing run in the WWE. And one thing I want to draw, you worked a program with the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Were you a victim of any of his practical jokes? Because he was known to be a joker backstage.
Yeah, he was definitely I always had the utmost respect for him. Great worker, always in a good mood. And it was really the dog match that we had was epic. I learned a lot working with him.
Also, that match was very intense. I remember when you put the submission hold on and you wouldn't let go, and the intensity on your face was just out of this world. I've never seen anything like that. And personally, I think you're the reason you basically set the standard for guys like a Kurt Angle and Bryan Danielson with that sort of intensity and character that they bring towards the ring today, right now. And your match with Davey Boy Smith was fantastic. Another one that I want to throw out there, Ken, if you feel like talking about it, is the Montreal Screwjob with the parties involved, the Vince McMahon, Bret the Hitman Hart, and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Just tell the audience, how did the Montreal Screwjob affect your status in the WWE? Because according to rumors, you were set to take the WWF Championship from Bret Hart. Is that true or not, Ken?
Well, I know that I was there when it happened, and I'm not sure all the politics that were involved, but definitely, I think Bret got the short end of the stick on it. I was angry about it. Only people that were in on the conversation with Bret Hart, Vince McMahon, and Shawn Michaels know the truth on exactly what happened. But I was there, and Bret definitely went off on Vince, definitely went off on him.
Right.
Put Vince on the floor. So it was definitely one of those situations where it could have gotten really out of hand, but thank God it didn't. It was also one of those ones where people will never really know exactly what truly did happen. I was in the room, I know physically what happened, but I don't know verbally the things that were talked about amongst Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and Vince.
Right. Wow. And I know the very following pay-per-view, you had you basically was the first challenger to go up against Shawn Michaels at WWF In Your House D-Generation Nets, which was a very good match. But it seemed like to me, after that program ended, it seemed like your main event status somewhat took a dip. Can you go into that a little bit and tell me your feelings? Am I right or wrong on that? It just felt like your main event status in WWE took just a brief dip a little bit too after that program with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I don't, it's hard to know what's been taking a lot of time, what direction they're going, but I know when I came in, they tested me, they liked me, so they gave me a great push. I thought I was set on the direction of capturing the heavyweight title sooner or later.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, they just went the other direction. I don't think I did anything that warranted me not really getting the opportunity to carry the strap for a while and work the angles. I think I was the same as anybody else who ever carried the strap. I had my ups and downs.
Okay.
But, you just never know. For some reason it didn't go that way. And I thought that I had adapted very well, and that the fans wanted to see it. I thought I deserved the right to have it. And
right.
Never realized.
Right, because I truly think you would have made an awesome WWF champion if they would have went ahead and pulled the trigger, put the strap on you, because you were definitely hot during that time, and really throughout your entire time in WWE, you were very hot. But just that particular time, just that stretch when you first came into the company, to me personally, you were red hot. When you first went to the WWF, did creative have trouble working with your style?
Say that again?
When you first came to the WWF, did the writers have trouble working with your style? Trying to figure out your character and how to work with you in the ring, as far as your persona and your character development?
No, not at all. I think what they wanted was me to just be me, and then let the fans put me where I needed to be. And so they just wrote the script on basically who I was, what I was about, and I just kind of went out and did it. I put the chips fall where they fell. We didn't try to do anything for
Okay.
Again, while we have you on the phone, I was wondering if I recently read on Wikipedia, because after you left the WWE, I wasn't access to a computer at that time. I had no idea that you did a program with Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor. I wanted to know, what did you think of working with him, and would you ever work with him if ever you went back to WWE?
Oh, absolutely. I thought, definitely a match style. Impact, good impact, and really enjoyed his character. I would definitely work with him again if I had the opportunity.
Excellent.
Excellent. Have you been keeping up with the current product right now, Ken?
Rumbles and little flags on the wall, stuff like that, but not like I'm constantly watching.
Right. An issue that's been floating around among fans on the internet, and this is just a question I just pulled out of my hat here, is wrestling promotions protecting wrestlers. Like protecting wrestlers from themselves, from getting in the ring too quickly from injuries, or wrestlers competing in the ring with concussions. Does WWE have any sort of policy during your time as far as protecting wrestlers who have serious injuries or have concussion-like symptoms?
Other than, morally having an obligation to protect people that are working for them, I don't think there was any set rules, but I never saw anybody be forced to get in the ring when they were hurt. I never saw that. Any pressure on the ring to get in the ring hurt. I think more than anything, I think wrestlers themselves never wanted to not go in the ring because they felt like not being in the ring was not being someone else to step up.
Right.
They put more pressure on themselves and the organization than did.
Okay, I think this will be our last question because I don't want to prolong the time too long with you. Our affiliate, our other host of the Heel Turn podcast couldn't be here today, William. He wanted to ask you about what did you think of Brock Lesnar as far as being good for the WWE and the world of MMA, and what are your feelings on his impact on both products?
I think Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, if he was handled properly, could have been one of the greatest MMA fighters ever. He was just jumping, just going in way too fast, too soon. The guy didn't have too much experience. Otherwise, he could have really gone undefeated for a very long time. It wasn't that way, but the impact he had was definitely felt. And it really generated a lot of income when he was there, but they didn't sacrifice his record and his ability to be undefeated for a very long time for money.
Okay.
And not just the organization. I think Brock also had something to do with that too, because I'm sure he didn't want to sit around and fight guys on the undercard to build his record up and prepare himself for the main event. He felt like he was already ready to go in there and make that big money. Unfortunately, as you look at his record, that just was not true, or he would have been undefeated for a very long time. Because he just displayed powerful and strong for a lot of people. And the reason why he lost a lot of those fights is just experience that he didn't have any other guys did.
Okay. Before we let you go, again, is there anything you can think of that you'd like to put out to the internet wrestling community that...
Well, people give a shout out, man. I'm looking to try and get back into the wrestling ring with WWF, but unfortunately I haven't gotten a response back from them. Or maybe the response is they don't want me in there, but the fans want it, scream it out, let them know it, man. I'm ready to come back.
We want you back, dude.
We will launch a campaign pushing for the Ken Shamrock movement to bring you back to the WWE.
Definitely.
We want Ken Shamrock back. And they could drag Chris Jericho out of the closet from touring with Fonzie, they could bring back Ken Shamrock.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what the issue is or what the issues are, but I'd sure like to sit down and ask what I did that was so wrong not to be able to bring me back.
Exactly. If Brock Lesnar can grab millions of dollars from them, and like I said, they can give Chris Jericho and Rob Van Dam part-time schedules, I can't see why they can't work out a deal with you. But hopefully with Triple H gaining more and more control of the helm from Vince McMahon, maybe there's a strong possibility that Ken Shamrock can come back in some way, shape, or form and give something back to WWE.
Yeah, that's anything I can get out of this is reasons why they're
right.
I'd like to know because there's a lot of guys in there that I don't understand why they would bring them back before they bring me back.
Definitely, because you were on none of the old school Raw episodes or anything. I was like, why Ken Shamrock's not here? Why?
No, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It would be great. It would be really something that I would really be interested in hearing why.
Right, exactly.
Have you ever considered maybe, I don't know, maybe Vince just is an asshole.
Well, I don't know if it's Vince. Might be Triple H because I know he did not really like the idea when I was there that I was put over on him many, many times.
Yeah.
Now that he's in a more powerful position, maybe he's the reason. I have no idea, but I'd sure like to know why.
Yeah. We all would.
I hope you're out there listening, Paul.
Yes, definitely.
I hope Paul's out there listening. We need answers right now on why Ken Shamrock's not back in WWE. But once again, before we let you go, Ken, because we're running a little bit over on your time that we promised your people, can you tell us what is the difference between TNA and the WWE right now?
Oh, I would just say, you have to say the production, volume of production. Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, awesome. Well, Ken, thank you for taking this time to be with us here on the Heel Turn Podcast. We would love to have you back on the show anytime.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Yep, and you take care, sir, and have a great one.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, sir.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our interview with Ken Shamrock. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope he comes back. I really hope he comes back. After the interview, me and Shockmaster McGee were both marking out like little girls.
We were.
It was pathetic.
We were. If my wife was here, she probably would hand me a tampon.
But, yeah, it was pretty pathetic and sad, but I gotta say, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
We're hoping we get more guests in future episodes. We're hoping.
Yeah.
We hope our viewership increase after this interview.
Yes, definitely. Please, if you like our show, please hit the subscribe on our YouTube page. Hit like on our Facebook page and follow on our Twitter.
And also, we're saying this right now, we're trying to organize and launch a campaign to get Ken Shamrock back in the WWE.
Yes.
If they could pay Brock Lesnar, a former UFC champion, millions of dollars to give him a part-time schedule where he wrestles only 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think Ken Shamrock would be willing to do that. I think he'd want a full schedule.
Well, give it to him. How many guys are begging for a full schedule nowadays?
How many guys who have that kind of pedigree behind him
Exactly.
is willing to...
And TNA's not going to treat him right.
TNA will use him up like tissue.
I mean, look what they're doing to Quinn Rampage Jackson. They're going to use him up till the ratings start tanking, which they already are.
Yeah, we're in the same sentence, we badmouth TNA and we praise them. I don't get it, man.
It's called being a wrestling fan.
It's called being a wrestling fan. It's called being true and honest. And we'll do the same thing to the WWE if need be.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We'll do the same thing to them. We'll do the same thing to ROH if they happen to do something stupid.
We'll even do it to Shimmer.
We'll do it to Dragon Gate, who basically lost over half their roster to WWE.
Yeah. So we don't have a book it. How about you, Sosie? Do we have a fanfic fails?
I got a short one. I don't have someone to praise this week because I'm looking to bring in a big fish for next week. But I do have a story that emphasizes everything that is wrong with fan fiction. This story involves impreg, sex that is not natural, as in this cannot happen in real life, and it also...
Are you talking about, like, docking, where two penises connect as one?
No.
Okay, I'm officially grossed out.
But it also involves terrible writing. I won't give away the author, but I will give away the story. I will read you a paragraph from this story, ladies and gentlemen. This is how to not write a paragraph. They packed all the things they needed. They packed John's gray waffle weave kimono, his black Ugg slippers, his ankle socks, an old t-shirt to wear during labor, his Chloe Love Chloe body lotion, his Anthony for Men Advanced Formula Lip Balm SPF 25, some magazines, his black oblong pillow, his Apple 16 gigabyte white iPod Touch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have grown a vagina.
HD camcorder, their Sony 20.1
I need to watch some porn to get my penis back.
digital camera. That is one paragraph describing what people are taking to
The
hospital. This is not what you do. You know what you write? They packed all the things they needed. Period. That's all you needed, because no one cares. No one's going to go and look this crap up to see what it looks like. We don't care. There's also paragraphs where they go into these long diatribes of what people ate, such as James got the lobster and shrimp enchiladas, Becky got the chicken enchiladas, Randy got the baby back ribs, and John got the hickory bacon chicken burger. What the heck does this have to do with the rest of the story?
I kind of want a hickory bacon chicken burger right now. That sounds good. Man, I hate you.
This, you know what would have replaced this?
They ate.
They ate. Period. We don't need this kind of detail. All it does is make me go and scroll past it to see what the next thing is.
You know what? J.R.R. Tolkien can even be accused of doing this by over-detailing a scene. Read the Silmarillion sometime.
Yeah, but at least the stuff he was detailing was stuff that was made up.
Yeah,
that didn't exist. You know, he wasn't like telling you what kind of jeans, you know, Frodo was wearing. You know, because everybody knows what jeans are.
I was in back end. Frodo was wearing his green FUBU jean shorts.
Yeah.
And his Hensley hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. That did not happen.
He had on an Adidas white t-shirt, and he was giving me the eye.
the eye is... Okay, yeah, but, this story...
The eye was in the center of his penis.
I will not give away the terrible author because I feel bad doing that, even though...
You look up the story, you'll get it yourself.
Yeah.
You have to do the research to get the reward, people.
I don't know if I would call this a reward exactly, but we get the idea. The name of this story is called More Family Secrets. It's on fanfiction.com.
Spoilers, the family secrets are they detail way too much about their lives.
Yeah, nobody cares what sort of enchilada they ate on Wednesday. But yeah,
what about Thursday?
Maybe Thursday. Definitely the weekend. I want to know what they ate.
Yeah, definitely.
And how much was left over and how much they tipped the waitress, even though it has nothing to do with the rest of the story. But yeah,
Did they go to the buffet?
Actually, it does name restaurants. Like that matters. Yep, they name.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My brain, part of my skull just caved in from my brain eating itself.
Yeah, Randy dressed in his French Connection machine gun stretch trousers, Boss Orange cliff shirt, Boss Orange beanie jacket, and his Ben Sherman Alto Postman derby shoes. That's a paragraphs, people.
Then he pulled out his Fleshlight Flesh Jack, featuring the fanged mouth, unscrewed the top, and then started to...
And you know what's interesting about this story? This particular chapter is about a ring that Randy gave John that he got from his grandmother. And Chris, who is his brother, being freaked out that he got this ring and he gave it to John as an engagement ring. You know what they don't describe? The ring that the chapter is about. We don't know what it looks but we know what they ate for lunch.
It looks like Narsil.
But
No, it looks like Galadriel's ring from the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, but yeah. So sorry that this week was very ranty and I gave you nothing good to go to, but it was just too good to not let you, ladies and gentlemen, go and read for yourself. Something this bad, you gotta see it for yourselves. And that's my segment for today. Sorry, nothing good this week. All bad and ranty.
You know what? Bad and ranty is starting to become part of my life. Because when the mic goes off, I still have to hear this. But, I guess that'll do it for this week. Nick the Shockmaster McGee had to leave to go pick up his family from church.
No.
I think he left his shadow behind. He left so quickly. But, anyways, I am Big Al.
Sensational Sosie.
And signing off for my buddy Nick the Shockmaster. Have a week and get out of my